Hi friends, good evening. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director, Shankaran AI Study Circle. Today in this particular video, we will discuss National Digital Communications Policy 2018. So it's nothing but a telecommunications policy. National Digital Communications Policy of 2018. So where does this topic come in the syllabus of Appsc Group 1 Mains exam? It is part of paper 5 relating to science and technology, related to the chapter information and communication technology. And again, it can come in Indian economy of Appsc Group 1 Mains exam. Then what is the policy all about? So National Digital Communication Policy of 2018 aims at enhancing the contribution of digital communication sector to Indian GDP to 8% from 6% in 2017. So the contribution of this particular sector for GDP of India in the year 2017 it is 6%, and the policy aims at increasing this share of 6% to 8%. And then it also aims to facilitate India's effective participation in the global digital economy. To facilitate India's effective participation in the global digital economy. And under the new telecom policy, that is National Digital Communication Policy or Telecommunications Policy, the government aims to provide universal broadband connectivity, which means providing broadband connectivity to every citizen at what speed? 50 Mbps to every citizen. And in addition to this, for Grama Panchayats, broadband connectivity will be provided with a speed of 1 Gbps by 2020, and that is this year, and 10 Gbps by 2022. So for every citizen, broadband connectivity has to be provided at 50 Mbps, but for Grama Panchayats by 2020 1 Gbps, and by 2022 10 Gbps. Then what are the key features of this policy? Provide universal broadband connectivity. The universal broadband connectivity means providing broadband connectivity to every citizen in this country at a 50 Mbps speed. Then this we have already discussed, 1 Gbps connectivity to all Grama Panchayats by 2020 and a 10 Gbps by 2022. And the next most important objective of this policy is to attract $100 billion in the digital communication sector. If you compare this with the National Electronic Policy of 2019, which we have already discussed, that policy says that by 2025 a turnover of $400 billion is the target. A turnover of $400 billion is the target under National Electronic Policy. But here for the telecommunication sector, the policy aims at attracting investments, that is turnover, this is investment, $100 billion. The policy speaks about attracting investments to the tune of $100 billion in the digital communication sectors. In addition to this, the policy also speaks about giving training to 1 million manpower. 1 million means 10 lakhs. Giving training to 10 lakh manpower for building new age skills. And in addition to this, we have something called the Internet of Things. So the policy speaks about expanding the Internet of Things ecosystem to 5 billion connected devices. 5 billion connected devices. Expanding the Internet of Things ecosystem to 5 billion connected devices. In addition to this, the policy also speaks about data protection. So it speaks about establishing a comprehensive data protection regime for digital communications which safeguards the privacy, autonomy and the choice of individuals. So the policy did focus upon data protection regime for safeguarding the privacy, autonomy and the choice of individuals. In addition to this, facilitating India's effective participation in the global digital economy, this we have already discussed. In addition to this, enforcing accountability through appropriate institutional mechanisms to assure citizens of safe and secure digital communications infrastructure and services. So the Internet of Things is nothing but the network of physical devices. It is a network of physical devices, that is connectedness. It is a network of physical devices, vehicles, home appliances and other items embedded with electronics, software, sensors, actuators and connectivity. So what are the advantages of going in for Internet of Things? Internet of Things results in efficiency improvements, economic benefits and reduced human exertions. And in addition, by expanding the Internet of Things ecosystem to 5 billion connected devices, the policy also speaks about creating globally recognized IPRs in India, globally creating in the telecommunication sector, globally recognized intellectual property rights in India, and also creating a fund for R&D in new technologies. It also speaks about leveraging artificial intelligence and big data to enhance the quality of services offered, spectrum management and network security, while also establishing India as a global hub for cloud computing. So I am repeating, this is very important, that new telecommunications policy speaks about leveraging, taking advantage of artificial intelligence and big data. What for? To enhance the quality of services offered, and also spectrum management and network security. Spectrum management and network security, and also establishing India as a global hub for cloud computing. And if you see the digital communication sector, the most important problem of this sector is poor financial health. So most of the players and companies in this sector, because of huge debts, because of the debt readiness of these companies, the financial health of this sector is weak. So the policy speaks about restoring the financial health of this sector. And how this is done? The policy envisages, thinks about reduction in levies and also promoting ease of doing business. The policy also has called for a revisiting the levies and fees, including license fee, universal service obligation fund levy, spectrum usage charges on the sector. So this is expected to help the debt-laden telecom sector. And there was a criticism that this particular policy fails to address some of the core issues of this particular sector. For example, if you see the major issues which are undermining the telecom sector in this country, the first problem is the industry is going through a financial crisis, as a result of which as many as 5 operators they have shut shop. And overall debt burden of the remaining players has increased to alarming levels due to why? What are the reasons for the debt burden of the remaining players in the telecommunication sector? It is because of expensive spectrum auctions and also huge reduction in cash flows. In addition to this, the other problems relating to this particular sector is call drops. And many of you might have experienced this unwanted telemarketing calls and even unfair practices from the companies to get users pay more. These are rampant. And in addition to this, consumers do not have access to a reliable and neutral complaint redressal mechanism. So public sector companies in this sector continue to languish under high manpower cost and red tapeism. And again, one more important worry is huge imports of telecom equipment and devices, and this is resulting in India's trade deficit ballooning. So the new policy acknowledges, right? The new policy identifies these problems, but almost all these solutions offered find mention in earlier regulations and vision statements in addition. So what does this mean? The criticism says that the policy identifies the problems, But the solutions which are offered, they have already found a mention in the earlier regulations and vision statements, but nothing new has come from the new policy. For example, if you take, the 2012 policy, telecommunication policy, had set a target of achieving 70% rural tele-density by 2017. In reality, the rural tele-density is just under 60%. So, to address the financial crisis in this particular sector, the plan is to rationalize government taxes and levies apart from giving critical infrastructure status to the industry. So if the center wants to really prepare the country's telecom sector for the upcoming digital revolution, it must go beyond giving mission statements to ensure that the vision translates into reality on the ground. So that's it about National Digital Communications Policy of 2018 or the Telecommunications Policy of 2018. Thank you.